going, everybody? LevelM Jackass, bringing Greenlight action. It's been a little bit since we've had some Greenlight action on the channel, so very happy to bring some Greenlight today. Battalion64, this is series number 5. This is the newest release. This is a sealed case of 6, the full set of 6 as the release. As per usual, I always disclaim this, it's a sealed case, so if we happen to get a green machine or a raw, it is what it is. We will open it, though. If it is, in fact, a green machine or a raw, it will be opened on the channel. That is the direction. That's what we do here. So we don't play around when it comes to the chase pieces. So if we get one, so be it. Now, I will tell you that I hopefully that we do not get one, because I'd just rather not have a chase piece, especially of these particular ones. So let's go ahead and start from the edge right here. Kind of stick this right there. All right, so there is our first one in the mix right there. That is our 1944 M4 Sherman tank, U.S. Army 756th Tank Battalion, 5th Army C Company, Casino, Italy. Looking ridiculously good. Digging it. Details look very, very good. Very, very bright and vivid camo compared to what we normally get. So pretty happy about that. Don't worry, we're going to crack all these open. We're just going to get these out of the container first, or the box first, I should say. All right, next one up. Very, very, very cool right here. 1985 Dodge Diplomat for the U.S. Air Force Security Police. Digging it. Digging it. One of my favorite castings from Greenlight, for sure. Looking fantabulous. Can't wait to get that one cracked open. Pretty excited about that particular one. This one was already trying to make its way out of the packaging there. 1946 Ford 4-door Super Deluxe U.S. Navy staff car. U.S. Navy on the side. Looking very, very good. Very fantabulous. Looks like the bumpers are attached. Always got to watch that, because I've had a couple of those cars where the bumpers are just not attached. We'll get the tissue paper out of there. All right, 1986 Chevy M1008 CUCV in Desert Tan. Looking very, very good. The brush guard is tanned up, and so is the grill underneath. That looks pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So it's got some seats in the back, some bench seats. So crack that guy open. That's pretty cool. Let's see here. All right, next one up is, of course, the Jeep, the 1942 Jeep Willys MB. 1st Canadian Tank Brigade, Three Rivers Regiment, England. Those good old Canadians up north. You know, those guys that don't really like us here in the U.S. right now. So just remember that. Remember those days. And then the very last one in the mix, 1966 Ford Bronco. No chases for me. Pretty happy about that. I'm sure some of you guys might have wanted to see a chase in here, but I personally did not want to. So U.S. Army proposal. So we'll get the box out of here. We'll get our tissue paper moved out, and then we'll just work our way backwards. So we will start right away with this particular one. And this is also part of Greenlight's kind of newer packaging, where it no longer says Greenlight Collectibles. It just says Greenlight up in the upper right corner, which is perfectly fine. And then, of course, it does say adult collectible, because, you know, they are for kids to play around, but you could certainly buy them for them if you wanted to. There is our 66 Bronco, says U.S. Army on the side for official use only. Bronco detail right there. The tires are not on there all that well. They're not super bad, but they're not on there all that well. Ford on the front. I don't know if this... Oh, it does have an opening hood. There we go. Details down in there. Looks pretty good. A couple of different colors in there. Some black and some silver. Looks pretty decent. The overhead windshield wipers there look pretty good. I think this is a removable top. No, it is fixed. And then Ford in the back. That is embossed. No prints or nothing like that. And then the detail right there does use a sticker. 3970 is the number. So, you know, besides the tires kind of being on there kind of weird, this one's good. There's nothing wrong with that one. The number's a little bit high, 3970, but that's okay. We'll set that guy right there as I try to take out my thing in the back, if I can remember what it's called. All right, moving on to our Chevy truck. Good old Chevy love, M1008. So we'll get this one cracked out of here. There we go. Gets behind the sticker there. It's a little bit on the bigger side. Got some lifted attributes to it. Got some steelies to it. This is a, it's not like satin or anything. There's just no gloss. It's just a dull finish, which I think looks really, really good. especially in the front. I like that the grill is painted to match. That looks good. There is a Chevy symbol behind there. And of course your quad stacked headlights look pretty decent. Details on the side. Of course it's military. Good old military. The bench seats are really, really nice. There's a little bit of black print in the middle there, with addition of the bench seats on the side. This does not have an opening hood. The hood does look like it opens, but it doesn't, because they use that for different trim levels for this particular square body. 4089 is the number, so a pretty on par number, I guess, with the other one there. This guy's a little bit of a taller one, so we'll throw that guy in there. All right, moving on to our 42 Willy's Jeep for our good old friends up north. The Great White North up there. You Canadians, you. So our first Canadian tank brigade. This must have been like a commander or somebody like that. This was a pretty cool casting. It's super small, super tiny, but super, super cool. There's some deets on the front, some stickers and some decals on there. This is 174. I'm sure somebody can deduce what those logos particularly stand for. Obviously, that's a maple leaf right there on the right-hand side. The prints and stuff for the shovels and the axe and stuff look good. It's got a unit number on the side. These tires look very, very good, shockingly. A little bit of print even on the jerry can with the strap. That is super cool. That is a really, really nice little print, little detail in there. No shovels or anything on this side, just pretty straightforward. Couple of seats and a bench in the back. Lots of different pieces for this. It also has a separate chassis, as you can see. 1928 is the number for this good old 42 Jeep. That one is pretty nice. It's pretty nice. It's on par. It's on par with the rest of Jeep stuff that we get, but it's there. It looks good. All right, 1946 Ford 4-door. So F-O-R-D-O-R. But it is, of course, a F-O-U-R-D-O-O-R, because good old sedan back in the day. So this is for your U.S. Navy staff car. There we go. This one also has a really nice finish to it. A little bit of silver trim on there, which is probably just factory. It would have been factory back in the day. It says U.S. Navy on there, 1943-2011. And then there is, looks like a name on there. That's kind of cool. Details on the front. Bumpers are attached. Really happy about that. I've got a couple of these where the bumpers have been broken off, which is unfortunate. 4109 is the number. So this one looks pretty good. I like this one. I like this casting. I think this casting is really, really nice. They've done some pretty good versions of that casting too. Some very, very different castings. Some very, very exclusive kind of stuff. All right, 1985 Dodge Diplomat. Definitely one of the newest items that they put in the brigade. Also talking about your Chevy trucks, we do get some stuff from the 80s. Although I don't think we've got anything newer than the 80s, and I don't know if we'll get anything newer than the 80s. But I'm just really happy that somebody still makes military stuff. So that's important. Importante. All right, let's get our Diplomat out of here. This one is especially nice. Look at the details on there. It says official use only. The silver hubcaps look so good. Oh, this casting is just so good. I love this casting so much. U.S. government plate on the back says Dodge on one side, Diplomat on the other. A little bit of orange prints in the back of the light bar. That looks really, really good. Light bar looks very nice, appropriate, and era specific. Not too old, not too new. So right in the Goldilocks zone for the 80s. It does have lens headlights on there for those quad headlights. This one looks pretty good. Sometimes they don't look the best, but this one looks pretty good. There is Dodge also on the top of the grill, although it is super small print. It just looks so good in the stance. Just the way that the model sits, just, you know, it's just perfect. Just the factory fit. And of course, lowest number we've seen so far, which works perfectly for me because I'm digging it, because it's definitely one of my favorite castings. So 755 is the number. I'll take the lowest number for my favorite one thus far. And then, of course, the last one in here is, of course, the tank. So, kind of disappointed they don't release more tanks more often. But to be honest with you, the tank is easily the most expensive one in the entire mix. It's got the most moving parts. It's probably the most expensive to assemble. Takes the biggest blister, the most amount of material. So I get it. I'm just happy that they still give it to us. So 1944 M4 Sherman for our 756th Tank Battalion. So in the 5th Army. So we'll put this here. There is our Sherman tank, which looks absolutely fantastic. Of course, it does have a full 360 turret. Shows all the way around. Looks very, very good. There's a gun emplacement on the top, doesn't move. This one sometimes moves, just up and down a little bit. This one doesn't appear to want to move. Not a big deal. This machine gun emplacement on the front, that is fixed. And then, of course, you do have tank treads. Ooh, look at that. Even lower number. 731, that's the lowest number of the entire mix. So very interesting with the camo spray right there. Kind of interesting. But this does have rubber tracks. And the rubber tracks do move. I am not a fan of how delicate the tracks are. They are very, very thin. And they are very, very, very small. So it's always a question mark to move those around. But they do work as intended. They do tank things. Also, all of these individual wheels right here all move. So when you do rotate the tracks, all those wheels move as long as you have the correct friction. Get the tank to move the tracks. There we go. Of course, the drive hubs and of course the rear ones as well. So, and they move together. In the back, just a little bit of detail right there where there would be an area where access for personnel or things like that. There is a bar right here that is actually the axle in the back. On the real Sherman tank, you wouldn't have that axle bar there, I believe. This is just I guess you could call it a travesty of the diecast world. It's just the way that they have to assemble it. But a little bit of print on there, just says number 14. Got your Allied logos on there. Looks good. Looks good. Nothing particularly fancy. We'll still throw that guy right there. So there you go. Greenlight action, Battalion Series 5. That's the latest and greatest from Battalion Series 64 or Battalion 64. Very, very good. Really happy that somebody still makes military stuff. I think Greenlight did a pretty good job. They are definitely trying to spread it out as much as possible, and of course use up castings they have in their fleet. But at some point in time, they're probably going to have to come out with some new castings. But hopefully this series continues. We're up to Series 5. Drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think about those, and we'll catch you next time on the channel. Peace!